the Bible's very clear in Daniel 9:27 who this timeline is, and he will confirm a covenant with many for 1 week or for 1/7. That is in its own right it's an antichrist that we're talking about there, because you've only got to look back at Daniel and it knows, and we know, in fact, just reading the earlier ones, the prince of the people who shall come. So we know that he's from the Roman side of things, or coming out of Europe, or whatever it happens to be. Could be the Middle East too, but it's not Jesus. It's somebody else. It's an antichrist who will break this covenant at some stage as well. So when you look at that, and then you look at Daniel again, and we look at Daniel 12:11 and Daniel 12:12, where it talks about the 1290 days, 1335 days. If we take those days from the end date of Daniel, and then we know, and that will bring you to the time when the daily sacrifices stopped. So from that, all you've got to do is take off half, and you come back, and that's 1,278 days, because we're talking about Gregorian calendar years here, and that actually is longer than 7 biblical years. So anybody who's doing any kind of discernment at all will know immediately that the Antichrist timeline starts before the final week of Daniel, because it is for 1 week, it's for 7 years, 7 Gregorian years, but if you take that half period of time plus 1,335 days, it's too long. And anybody, simple mathematics, and this is what pastors and teachers all around the world do not do. They will not do the research that they should be doing. They do not pay attention to 2 Timothy 2:15. If they did, they would have worked this one out long, long ago. So anyway, what we're telling you is the Antichrist timeline starts before the final week of Daniel. And that's very important, which does actually give a clue to what to expect. So get yourselves ready now, and that's what we're all about. We're actually all about bringing people back to Christ. And somebody made a really good comment on our YouTube channel that, yes, a lot of people are saved already, and we know that, but there's a lot of people out there that have been deceived who are not properly saved and are not prepared. We want those people coming back to Christ. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. And that's why we wrote these books. It's for the saved, and it's for the people who are not saved at the moment. We want to bring them back, and that's how we want to do it. So that's the 3 timelines. As we said right at the outset when we were introducing the book, that we will not be giving you boring old stuff. It won't be a rehash of what you've heard before. Every chapter in our book has got some uniqueness to it. And these timelines, we're just giving you 3, are unique. Even the one that traditionalists follow, it's unique because we destroy their argument that the Antichrist, start of the Antichrist week is not the start of Daniel's final week. So we can prove that that's wrong for a start. Also, we give you a firm timeline as to when it is. So in other words, God determined times and the whole lot. Call us date setters, whatever you like to do. We are date setters in the sense that we know, because of God, what the dates are. God wants us to know that and wants you to know that as well. And that's what we're trying to convey to you. So anybody who turns up and says, oh, you're a date setter or this or that or something else, explain to them, go and have a look at Daniel, the chapter 9, look at the whole book of Daniel and pay attention to it with open eyes and an open heart, and you will see what we're saying is correct. The only things we don't know, and we've actually touched on this before, we don't know if and when there's a rapture. We don't know when that is, and we do not know when the day or hour of the Lord is, which is obviously kept to, well, God is keeping that one quiet, but it does fit in with towards the end of the timeline when all these things have converged in that final week. We're very confident about that, and it'll happen after the abomination that is referred to by Daniel in Matthew. It's also referred to in Daniel, so it's all there. So we know exactly where it is. Absolutely. So anything else, Murray, to say? I think that's enough for this particular podcast. Hopefully that covers this chapter. anybody who wants to, doesn't understand it, wants to get more information on it, don't hesitate to leave some comments in the in the comments section of this YouTube. But also, if you enjoyed what you're hearing and you want to be part of it going forward, this is an exciting journey we're taking you on. Subscribe, please. It'd be much appreciated.